Boom
Boom shakalaka.
Oh man, you just say boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Guys, how's everyone doing tonight? Man, it is great to be back. Another episode of BRB Presents. And of course, we got we got two Texan whales tonight.
Oh,
We got Texan whale, the original, and then we got Crispy over here. So but this is all about there it is, bronze. I feel like is it bronze or crypto bronze? I feel like you're missing your bolt of lightning over there, brother.
I'll get that in a second.
Yeah. So, man, I tell you, we got a great one for you tonight. We're going to be talking about our favorite video game. Well, as of right now, we got. It's hard to pick just one.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think there with Crypto Bronze? Is do you have one? Do you have two?
Yeah, that's just like saying who's your favorite child out of your many childs.
Wow. Yeah,
Right.
That's deep.
Right.
That's deep. But
Yeah.
of course, folks, we'll be talking about our the Bitcoin charts, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about what's going on with the SEC.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on over there.
A lot of stuff going on, and then of course, we're going to be just a heads up for all you BRB cash investors out there. We are going to be on the lookout over the next, say, 24 hours or so for some voting, and you can see some results as to what went on with that. So,
yes.
But man, I tell you what, though, let's man, I want to get right into it.
Yeah.
Crypto Bonds, you want to oh, I can see you got your bolt back.
Yeah.
You want to get us into your current favorite video game?
Yes.
As of right now.
Well, before I get into the current video game, just want to talk a little bit about the video game industry, and this is just the normal, regular. This is not the Web3. There's this like the Summerfest that's been going on. Xbox, Sony, the PC space introduced their the past couple weeks of the upcoming games, and Xbox had a really, really good showing, a lot of games, but their main hitter is this game called Starfield. It's a sci-fi game. Bethesda is the developers. They got bought out by Microsoft, so Xbox now owns Bethesda, and exclusive right, smart move.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I just want to do a quick trailer. This game is a behemoth. They've been working on it since 2018, and yeah, I just can't wait for this to. It's been a long time coming. This sci-fi. Let me go ahead and share that real quick. This little trailer. Let's see if we can. Can you hear that?
No.
Oh. Okay, come on.
But it does say dramatic music playing.
Okay, share tabs. Yeah, it should show the
Well, I don't know. Crack it there, brother.
Well, okay.
No. If it's too loud, you're too old.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, darn it. Well, I can hear it. So it's a sci-fi. I'm just gonna try to narrate that. I wish I could. So basically, it's a. Let me just go and put this on mute. It is a RPG, space RPG, space exploration. There's factions. You can go to planets and explore. You can you have a ship. You can customize your ship. You can hire a crew. You go through these missions. It's just super detailed. There's like a first person aspect on it, like FPS shooting. You can start building like outposts. I'm disappointed that you guys can't hear it right now.
Oh, I feel like the dramatic music would have definitely made it better. I mean, the graphics look amazing.
Yeah. All right.
You see that cowboy there?
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't do justice.
That's my favorite character already.
Yeah, it doesn't do justice without the sound. But let me go ahead and talk about my favorite game right now. It's God of War. That game came out in 2018, um, and exclusive Sony PlayStation. But it was released last year on the PC, so it was on sale. And I haven't been playing games for a while, so I went ahead and purchased it over the weekend. And I'm living this game. Let's see. Let me move this screen here. So,
Oh.
do you hear the sound?
No sound there,
I
brother.
don't see why. Okay, hold on here. One more.
Maybe go to settings.
Yes, I got the entire screen. Okay, this is probably what I need to do. Okay,
Oh,
here,
that.
can you hear it now?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll just do a little quick little demo. Oh, it's like choppy.
it's a little choppy.
Yeah. He has his son with him. And oh, okay. I'm gonna try to fight these guys. I can throw the axe. See, my son can attack him and like double team. It's crazy because like when we first start off, it's like you don't have any chemistry with you and your son, but like they have no choice to like start fighting for survival. The mom just passed away, and they were trying to go up to the mountain to bury her ashes up in the mountain. But yeah, this game is amazing. Yeah. So, I'm not a streamer. I'm not good at
Maybe you
talking
should be there, brother.
and playing at the same time. But what do you think, John?
I don't know. I feel like it was a little choppy,
Yeah.
difficult to see, but man, it is one of those games that everyone knows and everyone talks about, and I think that it's on top of it one of those games that has that storyline that starts to hook you.
Yes.
So I can tell you from my aspect or my standpoint, and this varies for person to person, but I would rather do the long play. I would rather do all of the activities within the game, get immersed within the environment, and rather than the say brawls or the one-on-ones online. That's just kind of my thing.
Yeah.
When we playing way back and got into Halo,
Ooh, man.
and we're talking Xbox, right? And then Xbox Live came out, and we were playing with other folks and doing that all online and capture the flag and all that. It's fun, and
Yeah.
but I don't know. I like the story mode within the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. You can't beat that. Especially if it's well written. Like Grand Theft Auto, was that GTA 5 had a really good story, and how you can interact with the three different characters. So it's not just one character that you're playing, but you're going with different with two other ones. But yeah, that makes a really good franchise. Is you getting invested with a character. I'm starting to get invested with was it Kratos and his son Arites, and like I was saying earlier, like they're just was trying to mourn over their mom, but then all these things started happening, and they were being attacked, and so they're moving forward to go to the mountain, even though he doesn't think that his son is ready to go through the survival traversing up to the mountain. But yeah, so now it's, you level up, and then your son is leveling up, and then now there's this chemistry that he's fighting better, and so you're kind of controlling him. He's assisting you. It's really neat. And then there's a lot of dialogue going on when they're like uh, on a kayak, and he's telling him stories, and Yeah, so it's really really immersive. And yeah, God of War is one of those famous all time franchises. It's actually my first time playing it ever, and yeah, it lives up to the hype.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's definitely one of those games that you got to check out. A lot of these games, it seems, have come out years ago, but folks are still playing them. Huge following, and you know, there's franchises, and the thing is, with a lot of the games now, they have all these add-ons and extensions to it. So, and I feel like from a producer or a maker, game maker aspect, it makes sense.
It
You
does,
know,
right. And the reason why it's to continue with the revenue generating revenue, because when back in the days when you purchased a game, that was it. So the developers and publishers like, okay, how do we continue making money, since we spent a boatload of money putting this game together. And yeah, that's one of the things is the downloadable content, the DLC. Now that's why Web3 is in play, because with games, with the game loops, this is a chance for uh, publishers and developers to find ways to continue on, uh, generating revenue for their games. And I know these big ones are in the works. They're behind the scenes, trying to find a way how they can implement Web3 with their model, with their business model. So yeah,
no question,
John,
no question.
I think let's try one more time on this trailer. It's almost 4 minutes long on this Starfield, but
Let's get it
let's
done.
see if you can hear it.
There it is. There it is.
We do not fully understand all that is at work here.
No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Now there's like 1,000 worlds
throughout the galaxy
playable.
could be at risk.
It's that first-person shooter.
We are not stopping. Whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever. This is where we belong.
Man.
It's their most
Intense.
ambitious game to date. This is the type of game that's gonna last for like at least 5 years. That's how huge this game is.
Well, and that's what that's what the makers are trying to do, right? Create a game that is going to get basic, and you see it a lot. I feel like it's even more common as time goes on, where a game comes out and it's in play for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years.
Yeah.
It's so, especially something like that where you can continue to build on. The universe is huge, massive. Infinite.
Yeah.
So
1,000 world in this game playable
initially.
Oh yes, yeah.
I guarantee you'll see a lot more than that.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So
like you said, like 5 to 10 years in between, you can have a downloadable content. That's how they'll continue to generate revenue. And, yeah.
well, all right. So good picks. But man, I got a doozy though. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the Call of Duty franchise.
Yes.
and I can't help myself. Even with the kids in the house, even with the limited time that I have, I still feel the itch to download or get the latest version. Now, to be fair, I don't play it nearly as much as one I want to, but really it's just who's got the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I mean, especially when you have these story modes that can go on for, 20 plus hours of game time, which is honestly, I feel you get more bang for your buck when it does take a little bit of time to finish.
Yeah.
But they continue to keep improving, and I mean, it's just the realism that it's getting to is absolutely amazing. And if you were ever to come over to my house, we have it all. We got stand up arcades, we have the VR, we have every handheld, we have every console that is currently out there, every console that
Spoiled.
you yeah, I'll tell you, my children are very spoiled, and I could, versus growing up with a NES. Yes, that's how old I am. An NES, and then fighting over that. But I digress. Call of Duty came out last year with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I have the trailer here. We'll go ahead and just kind of let that go through and play. But for me, this is by far one of the best shoot 'em up transfer, kind of first shooters out there. Um, if you're into this type of shooter, of course. Now, hits all of my buttons. But Bronze, have you played this one at all?
The which one? I guess it's that
Well,
Fortnite type of
oh,
extraction.
no, Fortnite. Yeah,
It's
I
like a battle
guess.
royale.
It's Yeah, but Fortnite is as well. It seems to me like you've never played Fortnite
I
now.
I did.
Oh, did
Yeah, but
you?
I
Well,
played it before the
the
hype though. Before they found a different meta of how to play it.
so as you know, then Fortnite kind of constricts the playing space as time goes on. So you guys are forced to then find each other as the playing field continues to get smaller and smaller. Um, Another thing that they have in Fortnite is constructing platforms, etc., so that you can kind of use your strategy in another form of fashion. Now, when Call of Duty has those one-on-one kind of play action shoot 'em ups, it doesn't really have that option.
Right.
They keep the playing field as is. You can set some certain time constraints and some other features and functionality to it, but realistically, it's just the one playing field, and then there's just how many kills can you get within X amount of time. Can be doing solo, could be a brawl, or it could be teams, capture the flag,
Mhm.
etc. Of course, they also have zombie mode, but that's a different
Oh
story
yeah, yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
Um, the gameplay, though, in Call of Duty overall is really, to me, it's amazing. I feel like it's cinematic, almost like being part of the movie. So,
Yeah.
uh, I'm going to throw up a trailer here. Of course, it's going to show you some of that. It's going to show you some of the gameplay, and I don't know. I just feel like this is the undisputed franchise currently.
Yeah. Hands down.
Uh, Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and get this up here and then take it from there. Let's see here. Let me know that you can see this here.
Yep.
Are we at war?
We don't know his name. Money, weapons, intel. He's planning something.
Sergeant McTavish, welcome to the City of Souls. There are few here to uphold the law, and many of those who resist corruption disappear.
Terrorism is good for business. As long as there is a war on terror, there will be no real war on drugs.
We've got bigger problems.
We're not 141 and lost for Keros. We're a team.
I want to know how many they have and where they intend to use them.
Y'all got a clear picture?
All set.
These things take planning and preparation.
These things take violence and timing. I can do both.
Go, Johnny! Get out of there!
You're the commander of a foreign terror organization.
I can say the same to you.
Digitally pre-order Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and play the campaign up to a week early.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're on mute there, John. Man.
Yes, I am. And there it is again, live. Live. It happens live.
Yeah.
So,
woo, man.
But yeah, pretty intense. And the gameplay is equally intense.
Yeah.
And it has the emotional connection as well.
Yeah.
So, but
there's one more I want to touch on, and it's AI related. This is going to be a game changer. It's coming. You know, with those games, like those story mode games, the NPCs where they had the pre-scripted, they're going to have like those language models where you can conversate with these NPCs that's more dynamic, right? There is a video I want to share, and it's just a quick little sample, and it's gonna be it's gonna be nuts.
Oh no! No sound, by the way.
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh, you cannot hear it.
No, sir.
Okay, let me.
So when you're sharing, make sure you got that tab on.
Right.
Share screen. There's a share tab audio.
Yep. We'll do. Yeah.
For the natural world and the beauty that it
You hear it now?
contains.
All right, here's another demo that was sort of inspired by God of War, where we've got the third-person view. We're standing right behind. And this is with the character Khan.
Wow, this is incredible. The temple statue is truly a sight to behold. It stands tall among the rocks of the mountains. Its majestic form carved from solid stone. The intricate and delicate detailing is amazing. Truly a work of art. I'm sure there must be a story behind this incredible structure. What would you like to know about it?
Is it considered disrespectful to stand on the head of the statue?
Yes, it is considered disrespectful to stand on the head of the statue. It is a sacred place, and the statue is a representation of the gods. Respect by not standing on the head of the statue is a sign of reverence.
Sorry about that. I kind of accidentally stood on the head of the statue.
That's okay. No harm was done. Just remember to show respect when you visit a sacred place like this. It's important to remember to show reverence and honor the gods.
Your mom.
My mom, what about her?
I'm not a fan of your mom.
I'm sorry to hear that. I love my mom and I'm sure she's as nice as she can be.
Hey, this is bad. So you can clearly see where this is going. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like where they have guardrails where for you to stay on context and not be super random on these NPC players and in game. And but yeah, it's gonna be next couple years, man. 5 years. It's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be really immersive.
Yeah, I think so. And if anyone of you guys out there have actually played with any of the new AI out there, for the most part, it seems pretty darn seamless. In fact, I've seen a few commercials where they're actually touting, I think Experian is one, where they're saying, we use it. If you have a chat, you want to come chat, it's kind of built into the chat. So I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty darn cutting edge. We'll see where it takes us over the next year.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what we got today about our favorite video game right now. And there's a few great ones out there, but let us know what you guys think. What's your favorite video game right now? Put that in the comments down below. So, boom. All right, let's move along. Let's get serious now. we don't play video games all gosh darn day long, do we? Wish I did, but some days. Let's get into the Bitcoin charts, shall we? Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me know when you see this there, sir.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So you see the downward chart that we actually started about 3 weeks ago. Seems like it's pretty much in that same channel. This is a 4-hour session that you see here, and over the past few days, into the past past few days, take a look at we saw this upward trend and then this hard crash down. Now, that was back on the 14th, so yesterday. At this morning, it pretty much hit bottom and then bounced back up, got us right back into that channel. And honestly, unless this thing continues to break down outside this channel, which I don't feel is likely, of course, none of this is financial advice, folks. We should see a upward trend within this channel, or at the very least, sideways before we start to see the breakout. Now, the channel will eventually have no choice to break. And if it were to go all the way down, we would start to see this really probably towards end of July into early August. I don't think it's going to take that long. We need to see what's going to happen with SEC, and I feel like in part with that news, that will either break us down or break us up out of this channel. Now, Crypto Bonds, what do you think? Do you think we're going to stay in this channel? Do you think we're going to continue sideways? Is it going to be the SEC news that's going to break us out, or something else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking that. I hope it stays into that channel right now. There's a lot of things that can influence it to break up or down, and one of those is, I guess the Fed paused the interest rate hikes this week, but supposedly, I mean, for now, they paused it, and they're saying that the inflation rate has been going down the past 11 months. But I mean, that's just temporary. We could be seeing at least a couple more hikes through this year. So we'll see if when that happens. I think you have to kind of just be on the lookout what the market is doing at that point as soon as you find out. Or hopefully, I mean, if you have your resources and you just really pay close attention to the chart, then it's kind of like the precursor, like a little preview of what's to come. And yeah, so that's one thing. A lot of other news. I mean, we can talk about that, I guess, in a minute about more about the SEC. But yeah, that's one of the main. But I'm thinking, like, despite all these other news, I mean, it's that the channel it's still in that channel, and to me that's good. That's good news.
Yeah. So let me just real quick. I just want to show a comparison here. I'm going to go ahead and lower this time frame to an hour. And if we were to go ahead and take a look as it played out today, starting roughly around, now this is going to be right around Central Time, so Houston time, right around, say, 7 o'clock Houston time. This is kind of what it looked like. And as a comparison, I just want to show you something here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to break this down even further. Let me go 15 minutes. So starting this morning, right around 7 o'clock, right around here. And I think that this is important for folks to understand. Let me just pull this up here. I'm going to change the interval on this other thing I want to show you guys.
Well, it looks like it did bounce today.
It did bounce. But so we got this here, and unfortunately, I can only show you one screen at a time. So let me go ahead and pull this other screen up. If you take a look at this is Standard & Poor for today. So traditional market, you see this very same thing. And now this is this morning, right? Came down and it bounced. Why am I bringing this up? Right? Because understand that we are still very much tied with the traditional markets. Not financial advice, but you see volume start to pick up right around the same time volume is picking up in the crypto space, or crypto market. So let me just pull this back up. So keep that in mind. I wish I could do these side by side, but unfortunately I cannot. Right around the same time frame, we started to see the uptick, and then to settle back down.
Interesting.
Let me just pull this one back up. Right around the same time, we saw the uptick, and then it's settling it back down. So, folks, I just want you to keep in mind, if you're not paying attention to traditional markets, you really should be. This is my recommendation. There is an impact, and it does weigh heavily on the crypto space. So, just my 2 cents. All right. Let's get into the SEC news, shall we? Because I feel like this is kind of this is a good one. This is a big one. Over the past 24 hours, let me make sure that you could actually see this. Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah? All right.
Yep.
U.S. lawmakers file SEC Stabilization Act to fire Gary Gensler. So, as states here, U.S. capital markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. That is why I'm introducing legislation to fix the ongoing abuse of power and ensure the protection that is in the best interest of the market for years to come. It's time for real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as chair of SEC.
Wow. That's a quote right there. Direct
Man.
quote.
Yeah.
To take him out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, one of the things that Davidson is talking about here, of course, is to make some change within the SEC in order to protect, I feel like he's saying, the overall markets. He's not just saying crypto. I think that he is saying overall markets because this guy doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. Now, I don't know how true any of that is, but Crypto Bronze, what's your thoughts on this?
It just goes to show that even within the government agencies, they disagree, and I'm liking it. There's a picture. I guess Warren Davidson or someone put a little infograph. If I can share that real quick, no sound needed. This is to show the old structure of the SEC. They currently have 2 or 4 commissioners and then a chair. And the proposed new structure is 6 commissioners and 1 executive director. I don't know if that's if that's the best option, but to me it's better, definitely better than the old structure. So this is like what the proposed structure would be on this SEC Stabilization Act. And
interesting.
I want to vote. I want to vote on that if I can.
Well, I mean, I think it's all about voting for the right person, making sure that they're in, and kind of getting your vote top of mind. I struggle a little bit with the new structure. Because my concern overall is that as you add more opinions, you have a tendency to slow progress down. Now,
okay,
That's my take on that. However, I'm not saying that Gary Gensler is doing a great job. I feel like he's very wishy washy. Seems to me like he doesn't have the right advisors as he needs to be able to make that decision, and or maybe he just doesn't have the sense, or he isn't the right guy to be chairman. So I don't know. You know how it is. The larger the groups become, the more red tape there becomes.
Yeah. I just
And
wish he just resigns. I just
maybe this will tip that.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll tip it.
He's feeling the
So
heat. Yeah, so many news is going on. They I won't get into it, but like the Hinman files, documents. Hinman is I guess he was part of the SEC at the time, where he talked about Ethereum being a commodity or non-security. They're talking about there's a lot of contradiction, within the agency. It's really no news, but they're just with these Hinman files. That's part of the court with Ripple and the SEC. There's going to be more answers that will be present, and it will bring closer to the final outcome with the Ripple case. We're hoping we find out soon. I believe that's going to set precedents. It's going to transcend all the way. It's probably going to affect what's going to happen with Coinbase and Binance as well. It's just going to really shake up the whole space. But ultimately, we will get the clarity that everybody's been waiting for, so we can move on.
And that's what we need. We need clarity, and we need to be able to move on. And the indecisiveness of the SEC and the mixed messages and the suspected targeting that is going on needs to end now. So, whether or not we move to propose to act upon that proposal, and or if he decides to step down in order to get someone else to try to move this needle, as it were, remains to be seen. But something needs to change, and I suspect we'll see it soon. And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just for right now. It's just going to be sideways for a while. When you see with that chart with it breaking, you think it's going to happen sooner rather than later, like with before August.
I think honestly, it's going to hinge upon what happens with Gary. I suspect that he will step down. He's under a lot of scrutiny, and my take is that as much as he seems to be trying. I don't know at what though. It's like that needle moves too. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
I don't know where his aim is, and I think that's the problem. And I think that's exactly what everyone is screaming about.
Right.
We said it last week. There needs to be clarity in the space, especially for the top, call it G6, G7. Large nations, the ones that are in control, need to have the clarity. They need to have the control. They need to have some say as to what defines crypto. Now, I'm not saying that is, and I certainly don't speak for a lot of the folks out there, because there's a lot of folks out there that feel like it needs to remain separate. It needs to have zero oversight. There is no way, though, that the U.S. is going to allow that if it were to continue. So, and it as I most say, and I agree, it's way too big to fail. So they're going to jump on board if they haven't already. They didn't just dip their toes in it. They're fully in. But they need to be able to have some control, some clarity, some rules behind it. So it's coming. Gary, my guess is out by the end of the month. We'll see.
Right. We really need to push this, moving forward, because the United States is always about innovation, and right now I feel like with the financial space, it's really at a snail's pace, and I feel like we're gonna fall behind with the rest of the world, where the rest of the world are pushing the innovation, adopting new innovations. It should be the United States. So, that's what we always set the trend, right? And that's why we're always ahead. We're leading the way. But I feel like with this, there's too much red tape, and it's holding us back. And I feel that's really bad. Now let me ask you this, John, with Coinbase, like I really don't, I can't see what the downside is if they go out of the United States, because I feel like it's still, they would still be Coinbase unless that US citizens aren't able to access Coinbase. Then that's what I would think is really bad.
Well, okay, and what makes Coinbase appealing is the same reason Robinhood is appealing. It allows the 90%, call it 90%, the normies, right? The ones that have difficulty obtaining crypto, the ones that aren't educated or care to educate, the ones that are afraid of the space. These are the type of platforms that allow them to get into it and still feel a sense of comfort. It's ease of use. It's the Web 2 layer on top of the Web 3, which is what we were trying to achieve with the marketplace. It allows ease of use and something that feels familiar. You lose Coinbase. We've already lost Robinhood. They're pulling out.
What do you, I haven't heard any like much.
They're saying that you need to start to convert your crypto into fiat because they're exiting.
They're exiting out of crypto,
especially the ones that
wow.
Gary was talking about. Let me see if I can find something on that. So that
yeah, because I
more about it.
I think they only have like what 10 maybe at the.
Yeah, they always were kind of lackluster in the space, but it allowed the normies to kind of get and play and.
Yeah.
But here, I'll pull this up right here now, so folks know what we're talking about. Let me see if I can
Did you hear about that one about Prometheus? It's an exchange, and they were in front of the hearing, kind of basically backing up the SEC, and like no one heard of that exchange before. It was funny.
Well, and there's plenty of exchanges out there, and there are going to be exchanges that come and go. But Robinhood is looking to delist some tokens. Now, this is the start, right? And as you said it yourself, you have a Robinhood who has not had too many tokens to begin with, versus say Coinbase, which has a variety, and then also has the wallet attached to it, which allows more functionality if you want to kind of go in the deep end. But, with these centralized exchanges potentially leaving in the States, where does it leave the 90%? Yeah, sure, I can maybe go and get Bitcoin, and maybe I can go and get Ethereum at, say, JP Morgan, etc. But where can I get the smaller altcoins? The ones that are hot. I want to go ahead and invest in Pepe. Well, I mean, right? I'm just saying it's difficult for that to happen here in the States.
Right, okay.
If Binance USA is going away, Robinhood is going away, Coinbase is going away, what options do I have? I'm extremely limited.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, because I can only imagine, say, like the regular Binance. You can't use the regular Binance, only Binance US. If Coinbase goes that route, similar to Binance, where, yeah, okay, I see that now. Because I was thinking, what's the difference?
It's the impact. It's the
Yeah,
it's the ease of use.
it's losing the access, like U.S. citizens or people from U.S. unable to access Coinbase.
Yeah,
that would be the worst case scenario.
right.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. I mean, because yeah, say for example, okay, yeah, I can still use Uniswap or whatever, but how am I going to cash out, right? Because normally you would go back to a central exchange and cash out with your traditional bank account. But yeah, if you have no place to cash out, no central exchange that's legal in the United States, then yeah, we're going to be out of luck. And
Listen, I get it, right? I get it. The central exchanges overall, especially last year, were a mess. But there still is very much a need for central exchanges. We need to have those bridges for the normies, the 90% to get engaged. Uniswap, Pancake Swap, that stuff will never go away. But I wonder, where am I going to be able to buy Ethereum? How am I going to be able to buy Ethereum? And then when I buy Ethereum, can I offload it onto a decentralized exchange if I wanted to? That's great for the 90%. What about the 10%? You know, and again, getting into the Pepes and the Tates and the all of the coins that have come and gone during the meme era of the past 6 months. How did I get into it? I don't know. It's difficult, and that's why we need them. We need the centralized exchanges. But go ahead. What's the problem? If they're securities, then they will list them as securities. I guarantee you, if SEC says these are securities, Coinbase will follow suit, but they need clarity as to what a security is in the space. So,
yeah, it all goes back to like the baseball card analogy. I mean, you don't see the SEC. I mean, there's a big whole economy, a big whole trade, a big whole market for all these collector space. And I'm just using the baseball card analogy. I mean, I mean, what makes it a difference with the meme coin compared to like a little cardboard box, right? I mean, a little cardboard card made out of cardboard. It's just I don't. Maybe there'll be a rule like for like as far as crypto. Okay, meme coins aren't banned. You have to go through some series of verification to produce a crypto coin. That's that's what I. And you can't be a Joe Schmo. You would have to like register like a corporation, just it'll protect people from overnighters, right? So that's what I hopefully that they're getting through that, right? With the SECs, with United States. Okay, this is the rules. If you're gonna make a coin, you have to be registered. You have to be KYC. Social, yada yada yada. Just like anything when you register to be a business, right? So I would even feel comfortable because I mean, to be honest, I got wrecked by some of these degen coins. But yeah, if they find a way to somehow you register a project to make sure they're legit, Yeah, I'm thinking that's what they're doing. Like, I'm hoping that's what they're doing. It seems like they're not doing it though.
Well,
they can't get they can't get the definition right. They can't get the language right. They're not on the same page.
I think that it's like when you take a look at the stock market, right, and you equate it to the crypto projects, to companies that are out on the exchange. So there are going to be companies, it's inevitable, and even over time, right? Companies that are going to succeed, companies that are going to fail, companies that are going to become generational and fail, companies that are going to be generational and be around for, well, ever. But I think that if you take a look at that and the model's already there, and clearly the crypto space is mimicking it, uh, and the in its current state, we need to have that clarity. The fact that we don't have it 10 years plus in seems almost insane. I obviously it seems like, well, we know what it is. Initially, they didn't or never thought that it was going to take off. They never took it seriously until maybe say the past 3 4 years, when you started to have institutions coming in and then countries, and then it became too big to fail, but it also became unstoppable, became that unstoppable juggernaut. And that's the current state that we're in. They can't stop it, so you can't beat it, join them. And that's what's happening. But the thing is, especially what you heard over the past week with Russia kind of saying, opening up their central banks and the banking systems overall, and offering Bitcoin and Ethereum is just another step for another country saying we see the legitimacy of it. Now they have other reasons. And of course, everyone here in the States is going to say, well, yeah, they must have it. They need to have it because of sanctions, because of the sanctions that they are being opposed with everything that's going in Ukraine. It's just villainizing the crypto space like they've always had. The narrative had not changed, only the players. And I think that everyone's kind of out for themselves. The US is no different. We are going to make sure we're going to protect our own interests and get us to where we need to be within this space. We talked about it in the past several times. A digitalized currency is coming. It's probably already there. They're just trying to find the right timing and the right reason to implement it. So we'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Oh man,
and that's my 2 cents there,
yeah.
brother.
I would say, like, within within the next 3 years, things should be really solidified. Things should be there. There will be a clarity. That's where what my prediction is. We got to give it 3 years. I remember, it was 2019 when the SEC sued Ripple, and yeah, it's 3 years now. So, and we're heading at the end of we're at the end of the road for that, and so it's get ready, guys. So
Bureaucracy, and that's what it boils down to, and that's what I have. That's the only problem that I have with that proposal. The more players that you put in there, and the more oversight, it's I don't know. It's more of the same. More of the same what we're used to here in the States. So
yeah, I was looking at that. It's the same, but you're just adding more.
You're adding more.
You know, 3 more on each side.
Yeah. Now, I understand the reasoning, right? You don't want one individual preventing something. But the fact of the matter is, it's one individual over one small subsection of who's creating laws in certain areas, right? And when you take a look at all of the laws, that could potentially impact our space, it's not just the SEC, but it's the one that everyone's currently focused in on. Let's get clarity on that. Let's move on to all the other important areas that we need to focus in on, right? And it gets us more towards that digitalized currency that we all need to be a little bit more efficient in almost everything that we do. I don't know. I feel like it has to happen, but let's get Gary out. What do you say?
Yeah.
I'll bet you $1. Gary is out by the end of the month. You want to make that?
Oh man,
man, one whole
yes.
physical dollar
Yeah,
there, brother.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here. $1 by July 1st.
Man.
Okay, we shall see.
Before 4th of July.
There it is.
Man.
Boom. All right. Well, Crypto Bronze, what do you say? You want to wrap things up? Anything else you want to say to these fine folks?
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for all this new subscribers. If you're watching this, if you're new, give us subscribe to us and give us a like.
Yeah. And if any of you guys want to join us, come on up.
Yeah,
Water's fine. Feels good, But let us know. We're always welcome to have some guests on here. But if not, that's all right. We don't mind jabbering along. But well, Bronze, thank you to everyone out there, and guys, we'll be right back. See you next time. Peace.